This is a palm tree, and by all means is one of the most flourishing crop on earth. Why did I say so? Practically everything about it is useful. We can get broom for sweeping from the leaves. Even the prune branches can be used in construction of yam barns, baskets, and all that. If we come to the fruits, the fruit can be used for palm oil, to get palm oil. We can use it to get palm kernel oil. We can use it to get palm kernel meal for animal husbandry. We can also use the shell for biomass. Apart from that, recently I've discovered that even this part of it that seems as if it's a waste is the male inflorescence, that is the male flower. I found out that this is one of the quickest way to grow mycorrhiza. Mycorrhiza is a symbiotic concept where fungi and the roots of crops, they have synergy in order to benefit from each other, symbiosis. And the fungi that helps to grow mycorrhiza is found abundantly in this. You can see something that looks like mold, white, it's all around. This one, in the next couple of days, if you incorporate it into the roots of plants, you see mycorrhiza growing. Now, this is a discussion for another day. Even the dried branches can be converted into biochar. Now, my focus today is not necessarily all the, apart from the fact that you can also have palm wine and African drinks, so to speak, from it. Very, very nutritious, rich in vitamin A. But these are not our focus today. I want you to know that even in death, when this tree is dead, it can still be very, very useful. That is our focus. So just sit back and see what I'm going to show you about this fantastic tree. So guys, this is a dead log of palm tree. It's been sitting here for quite some time. But I want you to see the interesting part of this whole documentary. Come closer. You see that the core has started decaying and is now very, very soft. Of course, that other part is still very hard. But this I found in my farm, and you can see the core. I can practically just be removing all these things. Take note, this is one of your best stuff that you can use for dry season farming. Why did I say so? If you look at it, it's very, very soft and it can absorb a lot of water. I'll put a clip by the side of this video to see when I was dripping out water from it when it was still very, very soaked. So I found this in my farm. I'm like, wow, this is an asset. Now, if you look carefully, plants around here, they've started extending their roots. Come closer so you see. They started extending their roots into the core. That's exactly what plants do whenever they need water. And this place has the capacity to absorb water. So it's very, very useful for gardening. I'm going to show us in a few moments the various ways we can use this. So if you have this in your farm, some of us, we have them in our farm, we don't know what to do with it. This is an asset that you have been missing out on. So you can see that the palm tree is very, very rich. In a jiffy, let me show you how I've been able to use this in my garden. Okay guys, this is one of the ways I use cocoa pit to plant my yams in bags, especially during the dry season. It helps me a lot to irrigate. Now this is my bag. I'll be demonstrating how I want to fill. Now I'm going to use this soil to fill, but this is my cocoa pit. I can do this. For me, I use a lot of biochar. I can decide to start with biochar, put biochar at the base. This also helps me for nourishing the yams in bag before I start to fill the soil in the bag. Now, if you observe carefully what I'm doing, I'm putting this soil just on one side because I'm going to partition the bag with something like this. Partition the bag in such a way that I have this. What I'm going to do is to use my cocoa pit to fill about a third of my bag. Fill about a third of my bag. You can see the cocoa pit, the one I got from that dead log. All right. So as I'm doing this, I'm also filling the other side of the bag. Now what this is going to do for me is that apart from just helping me to irrigate, it can compress. So it will serve as a means of expansion for my yam. So this is what I'm going to do till I'm satisfied with the level of fill that I've gotten. All right. So you can see that a palm tree, even if it is dead, it can still be useful. And this is what I want sack farmers to imbibe, because it's a win-win situation for you. You don't stand to lose anything, rather you end up gaining. So I can go on and on, but I'm sure you have gotten what I'm saying. So after I'm through, I'll just get the partition away. One part from the bottom through to the top now is cocoa pit. The other part is my soil. I will not plant my yam here. With time, it can expand, and this cocoa pit also helps to retain water. So when I'm putting in water here, I will not easily lose water, because eventually you're still going to moisture. So this is one of the ways. So sit back for another way. Another way I use cocoa pit is to use them to transplant crops into my bag. I plant a lot of crops in the bag. I plant maize, tomatoes, many crops. You can even use them to plant flowers. So this is what I'm going to do. I'll use them to form the base. I'll transplant my crop in there. I will now fill with soil. I can also add more cocoa pit to it. So this way, once I pour in water, it will stay. All right, my transplant has been done. What I need to do now is to wet. This is another way I use these cocoa pits. I use them to mulch my seed yams. The one that I've just made. This seed yam now is still developing. So you can see, so that when I wet them, because this is dry season, when I wet them, it will produce very large tubers. So this place, if you see, the seed yam is still inside. See, it's a massive seed yam, but I need the place to stay moist. That is why I've used this to mulch developing seed yam, so that they can have more water to grow larger. So that's what I do with this too. So this is the same cocoa pit, but I have incorporated a little bit of biochar. Let me show you what I'm doing with this. I'm growing maize on dead plantain or banana trunk. So I just boil a little bit of whole, and I use the cocoa pit and biochar as my source to start the growth of the maize. Subsequently, I'm hoping that this trunk will help me do the irrigation with time. This is dry season. This is a pet project I'm doing currently on growing crops or maize, any crop you want to, with dead log of banana or plantain. So this is another way I use my cocoa pit. Now that you have seen what we can do with the product from dead log of palm tree, there is something else you can use similarly. I want you to watch this next video to see what it is and what we have been able to achieve with it. See you in the next video.